Hey, you guys. Happy Friday. Come on in. Let's chat for a second. Hey, Pammy Pooh. Welcome in, baby. How are you? Sister. Girl, you was quick. I literally was looking for my phone just now. Like, let me text her real quick. How are y'all doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hey, Lawanda. Welcome in, baby. Hey, Rozzy Ozzy. Happy Friday. I'm not gonna be on here long, y'all. Hey Rebecca, hey Treasure Life. Um, this has just been a rough week, y'all. Like it's been a heavy week for me in real life, right? Hey Queen Fee, welcome in, baby. Hey Mommy Cat. So y'all know I had shared with y'all recently that my coworker was on hospice, right? And so I got a text um I believe last night and they were like, hey girl, they said she has 2 to 3 days left. And so if you want to see her, basically you better get here. So I just got back from seeing her, y'all, and it's just so crazy like how quick life can change for you. And I just wish more people like really grasp that, right? And that's not what this live is about, but it's heavy, yo, like to see like someone who was just very like she was a dope person, y'all. Like very like great work ethic and all of that. And so just to see her in the bed, like just deteriorating, like she's pretty much non-responsive now. She can only like moan or blink. She struggles even trying to smile, and things like that. So just watching all that unfold, it was rough or whatever, but I managed, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was about to chicken out. I was like, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go. No, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. And so I decided to just go ahead on and go because y'all know I'm very big on, your gut instincts or whatever. And so I was like, I don't know why I feel like I need to go, but I'm gonna go. Hey Sabrina, welcome in, baby. And so I'm glad that I went because I don't think that she will be here in the next few days. If she is still alive tomorrow, I am going to attempt to go see her again or what have you. But it was so nice to just see all the love. This woman lost her husband like several years ago. She has no children. And she is originally from the Philippines. So all of her family is in the Philippines. I think only one of her brothers are here now. And so I did get to meet her brother, but literally, y'all, work pulled up, yo. It was like 4 or 5 of us from work there, just taking turns, oiling her skin. They've stopped feeding her. So, we were spraying her mouth with water and taking the sponge and, trying to go, like, trying to keep her mouth, moist and stuff. And it's just crazy, y'all. Like, it's crazy, but hey, it is what it is, and we all got to do it, right? So, um, another reason I struggle with that was because you guys already know I just went to go visit my grandmother, who was also ill, and I'm just like, yo, this is too much too soon. But it is what it is. So, let me catch up to the rest of you guys in the comments. Hey Sabrina, happy Friday, baby. If I didn't speak to you already. Hey Angie Williams. Hey Hot Wings Lover. Lisa M. Hey baby. Humble Me Hive. Hey boo boo. Let me see who else is in here. Hey Shay T, welcome in. Let me see. That was supposed to be Ashley. Thank you, Lisa. It was hard, but it wasn't as hard as I thought, right? Like she her diagnosis was too far progressed, so she did not go through chemo. So she does still have all of her beautiful hair, and things like that. So it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, but it still was, you got to be strong because you can't be in there crying and stuff and all of that. And she had expressed to us before that her biggest fear was dying and she didn't want to be alone. So it sucks because you have to be so careful with, the words that you say around her because although she's not responsive, she definitely can hear you. Like when you call her name, she'll look at you and she'll attempt to smile and things like that. And then she loves music apparently, so her music therapist came in and like played 2 songs and You could see her light up, but she's not very responsive. And so I was just sitting there thinking, like, just little things that we take for granted, y'all. Like, this lady's on her deathbed, and little things like just not wanting to be alone, or just having, people come around. This woman has been here in Germany by herself for like 20 years, and then I'm finding out that, y'all know how it gets when people are about to pass, or like on their deathbed, like you find out all the snaky, slimy stuff that people have done to them. And so there was a woman that apparently was helping her with her money and things, and the woman's been taking money from her for several years, and it was just crazy and hard to deal with. But I'm not shocked, because it happens. That's when you find out how ugly people can get. Like when you on your deathbed, or when things are not. Like when you can't defend yourself, when you're in a vulnerable state, you start finding out who really got you. So I thought it was very amazing, because you don't see this in America, y'all. And that's no slight to America, but just to see all the people like pull up, and majority of us were people that work with her, or that did work with her. It was just amazing, like taking turns, oiling her skin and making her comfortable, and just talking to her and reassuring her that she's gonna be fine, and all of that. So I'm glad I went, but like that's a lot, y'all. It's heavy. Hey, blessed beyond measures at work, but what's up in chat? Period. Hey, Shanta. Good morning, baby. Happy Friday. Yes, hit the like. Hey, Forgotten. How are you, baby? Yes, y'all hit that like button for me. Hit the like button. Hit the like. Oh my God, so touching. Yes. Hey, chit chat with Anitra. Baby, you had me hollering the other day. Yo, community post be hilarious. I love it. God bless you all. I need to pick me up. Yeah, for real. Um, Good afternoon, Ashley. Hi, Nita. Welcome in, baby. Oh wow, it's so sad. Yeah, it's just crazy, y'all. Like, but it's humbling, at least for me. I know some people take experiences like that and just blow them off because it doesn't impact you. And that's just the world we live in. We in a microwave society. Everybody think they untouchable and that life can't happen for them. But it's like for me, I'm sitting there just taking it all in. Like, wow, like this lady a couple months ago, we was laughing and acting a fool at work. You know what I'm saying? She be bringing me her Filipino food. Like, here, girl, eat this. And I was just thinking about some of the her favorite snacks, and I mean just all of that. And it's like this woman was able-bodied like only weeks ago. Now she can't even talk. And I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she was like, "Yeah, girl, like 2 days ago she was like way better, like talking, responsive, whatever, and now she can't talk." And so it's just crazy. Like life will change for you so fast, or whatever. So hey, it's Cara, baby. I can't see you, but I see someone speaking to you, baby. You are all earth angels. Ashley, shake my head. This has me in tears. Halloween's left. I'm telling you, it was an amazing experience just to see everybody pull up. And they all were like trying to figure out who's gonna spend the night, because they're like, we're not leaving her here. So they had the hospice crew. There's like a twin bed in there, or whatever. So I told my coworker, I'm like, hey, like if she makes it through the night, shoot me a text, and I'll pull up in the morning, just to sit with her for a couple hours or whatever. So, hey, let's hey world, welcome in, baby. So anyway, y'all, I don't want to make y'all all sad and and all of that, because that's not what the point of this live is. But I did want to share that with y'all, because again, every chance that I get y'all, I want to remind y'all of how fragile life is, and it's a lot of carrying on in the real world, and also here on social media, we're seeing it every day, pretty much all day, not just on YouTube, like in the blogs. Y'all saw me share a video with Pastor Marvin Sapp and his shenanigans yesterday, trying to demand money from people. And then I saw his response on, I think Shade Room posted it this morning, and he's like trying to hit y'all with scriptures and basically try to show y'all that he wasn't wrong for trying to stick them people up. And I say that lightheartedly or whatever. Obviously, he didn't stick anybody up, but it's just crazy, like how people not even paying attention, like the state of the world and like the state of the economy and things like that is going to put people more in desperate situations, on top of people fighting for their life. There are so many diagnoses of cancer and other serious health issues, y'all. I don't know how people not scared. Like, I literally, I hate to say it, but your girl is really trying to stay on top of her health, because I swear to y'all, I feel like this is like a pandemic or something. Like there are way too many people getting diagnosed with cancer for people to not be alarmed. Like every day, and it's hitting close to home, y'all. It's people that you know of, or that you've met before in real life, or that you may not know them on a personal level, but you know of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people not paying attention. Like we not paying attention to the things that matter. One of my coworkers that pulled up today, her brother passed the top part of this month, and she's Nigerian, so she's about to leave on Tuesday. But she at the hospital trying to help take care of my coworker as she transitions, you know, out of her, like at the end of her life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't even imagine. I was talking to her and I'm like, listen, take care of yourself, yo, because it's hard. Like it's heavy for me, and I don't even have that particular situation. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother's not fighting cancer. She's fighting old age, and she also has Alzheimer's. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I can't imagine trying to take care of my dying friend, and I just lost my brother, and I got to take a flight. You know what I'm saying? And I got to work, and she's Nigerian. Y'all know they some hustlers, so she got like two, three jobs. You know what I'm saying? And I could just see her level of exhaustion, but just that level of sacrifice, like she's gonna be blessed in her life, but at the same time it's like you can't enjoy those blessings if you don't take that time, to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I just wish, like, when we are up and life is good for us and things are working out for us, that we would take more time to love on ourselves instead of investing so much time into a lot of toxicity and arguing and bickering and all type of negativity, right? Because these are the moments that I'm talking about right now that matter. You know what I'm saying? When you on your deathbed, who gonna pull up for you? Not these people you arguing with, not these people that's trying to be destructive, not these people that's trying to knock you off your square. You know what I'm saying? And so that to me at the end of the day is what's important. And I could see again she wasn't responsive, but just looking at her, like just observing, like, wow, all these people done pulled up to see about me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm at the end of my life. And I'm thinking, you know what? I would love to be able to experience that at the end of my life. Like I mattered, or people cared about me enough to pull up and see me out, especially not having physical family here, not having your husband here. She doesn't have children. She never had children. You know what I'm saying? So she kept saying, I'm alone. I'm alone. I don't have anybody here. You know what I'm saying? And that's very challenging, especially facing something like a beast like cancer. So let me catch up. Hey butterfly, welcome in, baby. Perfect timing for a live. Got my earbuds in, about to clean, ready. Period, hot wings lover. Y'all know I'm coming through with something of quality. At least I try. We have to live our life to the fullest until it's our time to be with God. Exactly, Rebecca. Absolutely. And at some point, baby, listen, we all gotta make that. We all gotta, make that appointment. So it is what it is. Butterfly says that's crazy. Marvin did that. Yes, girl, he was bugging you. That mug said close the doors. Close the doors. Like, baby, please. Like, boy, if you don't move, talking about you need $20 and then $100 from the ministers. And like he was tripping. Nita says, I'm a 4-year survivor. That's amazing, Nita. And I'm so glad that you are. Um, that's amazing. Queen Fee says that part. I'm gonna catch the rest later. Headed back in the office. Have a great day, my beautiful queens. Yes, Queen Fee, girl, get that money, honey. Let's see. Um, Lisa says start eliminating sugar. It feeds off sugar. If you eat meat, 80% lean. Okay, good to know, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing that. I've heard that actually several times that it feeds off sugar. Oil of oregano, lemon balm. When I tell you, Sabrina, my Nigerian coworker had all of that. Girl, she had all of that. She was just, baby, she was rubbing her whole body like, I'm gonna make you comfortable. I was like, oh my God, this is just so beautiful. Facts, you're speaking facts. Thank you. He pulled a Joe Clark from Leak on. Listen, Sabrina, he was tripping, yo. Like, I was like, he is bugging. But it's so funny because me and my 16-year-old daughter were laughing about it. I was like, watch him come out with some type of excuse to justify his behavior. And sure enough, y'all, he wrote him a nice dissertation. And I was gonna share it, but girl, it was too long. Why do y'all be writing these long posts? Like, there needs to be a character limit. Like, it was paragraphs long. Like how he was like, he wasn't trying to be like offensive or whatever. But basically, long story short, like he wasn't wrong for asking for it because like the church and ministries and stuff need money to function. I'm like, but 40K though in one day? Y'all need 40, like, bro. Like, listen, Linda. Princess love you, Ash, but my mom and sister, hold on, it just jumped out my way. But my mom and sister's 2 year passing is approaching 4/9, 4/19. I'm going to sit this one out. Y'all have a great day. Up, okay, free. I understand, baby. I quit eating meat altogether. That's how I eat it. I eat fish, no sugar, drink water and juice. I'm on 11-year survivor. Wow. Water juice. Okay. I've heard that before about the sugar. Hey, Tanya, welcome in. Hold on, y'all got to call. Let's see. My condolences free. Think of good memories. Absolutely. He must be gambling. That's what that sounds like. How it costs to sit on the stage. That's what I'm saying, Sabrina. And like, what type of bills do you got? And it's crazy because, man, I ain't even gonna get into that because we'll be done went left field. Like, y'all gotta be careful with these churches, right? Because it's they get away with so much when it comes to all this big money. Which is why a lot of people be trying to act like they called, to preach and stuff like that. Because there's so many ways that they can skirt around, like the taxes situation and all that. Like, it's child. Listen, I'm gonna just let that. I'm gonna just let that one go because let me just say it like this. I totally understand why people stop going to church. I totally understand why people stop believing because when you see stuff like this, it makes people have more trust issues as it pertains to like religion, churches and all of that because for one, and it's so crazy, right? Because we've traveled all over. So we've been to black churches and we've also been to churches that were not so black, right? Depending on where we was, if we didn't have the options. And what I can honestly say, right, is when we have been to other churches that have like the multi different cultures, like you might have black people, white people, Asian people, Hispanic people. It's a mixture of cultures. I've noticed in those type of churches, like they don't make a big deal out of the offerings and things like that, right? And then you also see like how they actually have missions and they can physically show you where they are sending money and how they're helping feed children in different countries and like how they go on different mission trips and all that. Like they will spell it out for you, right? And then there was this one church we had went to a couple times, and like for like Christmas and all that, y'all, they was like it was bikes everywhere. It was all type of things. Like it was really a church that really gave back a lot to the community, and stuff like that. And it's like I just wish that more churches were like that instead of you pull up to the average black church and them mugs got Bugattis, they got Maseratis, they got Beamers, Mercedes. I'm talking the whole first family riding, big money. And then it's constant. It's a building fund for this. It's a this. We need to raise money for that, and you don't never see no completed freaking projects. You know what I'm saying? So when you see stuff like this, we laugh and we make jokes and humor about it. But honestly, it's very disheartening because it's like, first of all, right now with the economy and the state that it's in, how dare you or anybody demand people to give you money and hold people up? You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, y'all ain't gonna do that, but go eat anyway. Nigga, that's my personal time. Like, is you serious? Like, it's just crazy to me. It's mind boggling. And I just think it's selfish and inconsiderate. I feel like most times you will get more from people if you depending on the way that you present, right? So instead of demanding people give you their hard-earned money or give you whatever, like you're entitled to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you would get more when you're not like that. But it's just crazy. It's honestly I laughed about it, but it's not funny, right? Because I ain't gonna hold you. There's been several years that I've been back into church because of things like that. Because I don't mind giving. I'm a big giver actually, and it sometimes gets me in a lot of trouble. But If once I find out that I'm not giving to a good cause, right? I'm not giving money into an organization that's actually helping people or actually looking out for people and things like that, then I slide, you know what I'm saying? Or I just withdraw my support. So like it is what it is. Hey Danny baby. I can't see you, but I see someone speaking to you. I don't remember the last time I went to church. It's a game. No, for real, butterfly. And it's crazy because I can get a good old word right online that does me really well or what have you. And like I said, there's digital ways that you can give that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I prefer that experience versus getting all dressed up, you dealing with people that's rude, you pull up to the church, they tell you where you got to sit at because they want to film because it's got to look full and this that. Like it just be too much. It feels like a production. It feels like you at a concert with an assigned seat. Like it be too much, y'all. And it is pointless to me if you go in and you come out feeling pissed off or frustrated, or you come out feeling the same way you went in. And that's been my experience in the last few years as it pertains to these churches and stuff. So I've just kind of pulled back to, actually, you're correct. I've been to multicultural churches and they definitely do not behave like how people when it comes to cash. That's what I'm saying. Girl, the offering and giving time go by so fast. I'll be like, hold on. Wait, where's the bucket? You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be after church looking for where I'm supposed to put the money. Like that's how quick it be. You know what I'm saying? And you get more money like that. People be them type of churches, like that's how y'all be thinking they got all this money. It be people that literally will contact those type of organizations and donate thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way the organization is ran. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sad like that our culture is just so like demanding as it pertains to money. Like this mug literally was like, y'all give $20. No, if you a leader, I need $100 from you. You ain't getting off on the $20. Bro, is you serious? Leader or not, right? Maybe all I got is $20 a day. Right? Maybe my leading ass and spent all my extra money. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I ain't got $100 for you. Like it's just crazy. Like it's insane. And then they'll be like, "Yeah, you supposed to go to church," and all that. Okay, but like, child, I'm gonna just leave it there because I don't want to offend nobody. Because I know some people feel very strongly about their churches and religion and stuff like that, but it's just getting out of hand with some of these churches for real. Butterfly says, very disheartening. I would have cursed his crooked ass out. Excuse my French. No, for real. Like, it's just crazy. Not to mention, Marvin Sapp is he's an artist. You know what I'm saying? So you already pulling money from music that you got out here. You know what I'm saying? Now you a pastor, preacher, hustler, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you need 40K before they could leave for the, like, bro, you're doing too much. Like, it's ridiculous now. You could do the work of the Lord by taking up donations and giving back to the less fortunate, or cooking and going to feed the hungry. That could be your ministry. Exactly, Lisa. Or like I talked about earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like how we pulled up for my coworker. That's a way to give back. You know what I'm saying? People always think you only can give back or support financially. There's so many ways that you can show love and support to people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, you can just be a friend, a shoulder to cry on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many ways that you can be impactful in life, and it doesn't always have to be attached to money. But people think like the only way that they could be supportive or give back is money, and that's not true. Listening while editing my video. Sorry if I didn't respond. No, you're fine. Let's say, girl, listen. I told you, I understand. Cause listen, I'm like, why this video be 8 minutes? It take you an hour and a half to freaking edit it. It's so annoying. I love listening to Minister Farrakhan. I've heard that name before. The multicultural churches have sections for you to donate before or after church if you choose to. Our churches put you on the spot so others can judge you if you don't give, but let me hush to it. That's what I'm saying, girl. You just summed it up in a nutshell. You be feeling like, and then they be like, girl, they be like, this the $5 line, this the $20 line, this the, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, I don't want everybody to know how much I'm finna give you, baby. Like, let me just give what I'm gonna give. Why we gotta be in a line? Like it just be too much. But you're absolutely right. Ashley chats, well, if all you have is $20, he wants the $20 plus any change you have in your wallet. That's what I'm saying. Like, why you playing? Why you playing? You'll take this $20 if that's all I got because you want my money. At the end of the day, Sabrina says editing is a beast by itself. Ooh, child, it sure is. Listen, And then you be thinking you got it, and then be like, dang, I forgot to add this. You gotta go back through the whole video. And then if you like me, I like to listen to it through to make sure there ain't no hiccups or hangups. Like it just, child, people don't understand the work it take, to content create. It's easy to go live, and honestly, not even because I prepare for my lives, so that I can kind of stay on track or at least know what I'm talking about. So you're not just in here listening to me breathe. But yeah, content creating is a job in itself for real. Latte says yes, 10 minutes equal 10 hours. Like for real, Latte. For real. And then they don't be wanting to watch it. Like I need y'all to watch this video because it took me so many hours to prepare it. Like I need you to watch it for real. So anyway, now that I done ran my mouth for 25 minutes with a bunch of fluff, hopefully y'all got something out the fluff. I do want to talk about fake or selective outrage, right? So of course, I feel like most of us know what it is, but it's basically like when people express like this overabundance of anger or outrage about a situation, a certain issue, or a certain event. It could be in a number of ways, honestly. But the intensity or the focus seems to be inconsistent or insincere, right? Fake, right? Hey, Latte, welcome in, baby. Um, and so this is basically where people, to me, they just react more strongly to certain issues that fit their particular narrative, but overlook those that don't, right? And we see it all the time because we live in such a hypocritical world, period, right? And so, in the age of social media, right, outrage can sometimes feel like it's performative, right? People be putting on a show. The outrage be it be a show, it be an act, right? And so people may express their anger over an issue because it's trending or because others are doing it, right? Groupthink. We always talk about groupthink. A number of content creators have mentioned it, right? So let me talk about that for just a split second without going too far left, right? When it comes to groupthink, it's when everyone around you is expressing the same opinion or taking the same position or the same stance as you, right? And so there's a natural tendency to align with the majority. That's pretty much what groupthink is, right? And so in a groupthink scenario, like members of the group will prioritize a consensus, right? We got to be on the same accord. We got to, we got to walk the same, like we got to look the same, right? It's a group effort to look the same, right? Over instead of being someone who is a critical thinker or having their own individual opinion or some other type of alternative perspective on a situation. They would prefer to have the group appearance, like the united front per se, right? And so the thing about groupthink is it can lead to a lot of poor choices, poor decisions, right? A lot of flawed judgments or missed opportunities, right? So anyway, enough on groupthink. As it pertains to this whole fake outrage, selective outrage, like when the expression of the anger is more about social validation or fitting in or quote unquote gaining attention, um, rather than genuine concern, that is what makes it come off as insincere or selective or fake, right? And so, this kind of outrage, I feel like, from what I have witnessed when I see selective or fake outrage, it's oftentimes short lived, right? Because it fades when the issue moves out of the spotlight. And I feel like that is more confirmation than anything that the outrage was fake, right? Artificial as fuck, respectfully, right? And so y'all already know I always got a term. But anyway, there's a term known as virtue signaling, right? And so this is where the goal is to show others that you're on the quote unquote right side of the issue without taking any real action to address it, right? Like people love to talk. Talk is cheap, right? So it's easy to come online, social media, hit the live button, record a video or whatever, and talk, right, with no action behind it. And that is why we keep seeing some of the same repeated behaviors, some of the same delusions, some of the same just misrepresentations of people here on social media, online, period, because people do a lot of virtue signaling, right? Like you got to appear like you on the right, you on the side of right, when really it's all just a bunch of fake outrage and a lot of fake insincere reactions to quote unquote social issues. And the crazy part is it could be the same exact social issue in another aspect, but then it's not supported, or the outrage is not the same or does not match for that particular um, issue. And that's what makes it selective, right? If you're going to have outrage for an issue, you have to have it for, the issue across the board, regardless to what party it affects, or if you like the person or not. And we see that so much on social media, right? So anyway, this can come across as fake or shallow, right? As it pertains to outrage, because the focus is on appearances rather than like meaningful engagement with the actual problem, right? And it's so crazy because we're all so notorious for making a big fuss or a big stink about a situation and then doing nothing about it, right? Think politics. It's the easiest example. We fuss and complain and moan and groan about the political options, or who's going to be the president and things like that. And then when it's time to actually get out and vote, right, it's actually time to get out and make a difference, we don't do it. We come up with all type of excuses. Oh, I gotta work. Oh, I'm going out of town. Oh, I ain't got no car. Oh, I don't know where the polls at. Oh, this, oh, that, right? But then we'll get online or anywhere that somebody will listen to us and be like, oh, like, this is outrageous. This is happening. This person's doing this and that. But then you did not do what you needed to do, right? To make the change that you're wanting to see. And so that is what you see or you witness a lot when it comes to quote unquote fake or selective outrage, right? It don't match. You got outrage for only certain situations, certain parties, certain issues, certain social issues, certain events, certain people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, respectfully, it's fake. Okay, it's imitation. Okay. So anyway, people may respond, strongly because they're emotionally manipulated by the way a story is framed, and I think that is also a main reason why there's so much selective or fake outrage, right? Because if you can present it a certain way, you are able to emotionally manipulate a crowd of people to see things your way or to sway them a certain way, right? Without necessarily them actually having a deep understanding for the actual issue. Again, going back to groupthink, right? You can create enough panic or enough rah rah in people to where they will join in just off the strength of, oh well, this seems like the right thing to do, right? So this person feels like it's wrong and that person feels like it's wrong, and I like both of these people, so now I'm gonna jump in. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm gonna say it's wrong because then it makes it look like I'm on, again, like I said, quote unquote, the side of right. Lisa says talk is very cheap, and it is. Butterfly says message. I can't stand it. I despise non-voters. Right, Lisa? And be the loudest ones with the strongest opinion. Like, baby, just relax. Just hush, because you didn't participate. You didn't do your part, right? So anyway, sometimes people or quote unquote organizations, groups, cliques, all of that will show outrage over one issue, but then fail to express similar anger or similar outrage when another issue arises that is equally or more important, right? And this can make the outrage seem selective or hypocritical, right? We see it all the time, right? And it's just crazy because I think it just plays back into people are biased as fuck, right? It's just ridiculous, like the level of biasness that people are, and they will deny it and make excuses for it, right? Like, oh, well, this person can get away with it because of these reasons, but then that person can't. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's what makes it look fake and selective, straight up, right? Another example, like a celebrity might express outrage over one political figure, like their actions, right? But then stay silent, on a similar action from someone on their side of the political spectrum, right? So the inconsistency can make people skeptical on the sincerity of the outrage. And no shade, like that's why I avoid or dismiss a lot of outrage, especially in this quote unquote cancel culture, right? Because what I have learned and witnessed is that people will have all of this outrage, mainly because there is an attempt to try to cancel one party over the other, right? Oh, we're going to have all this outrage about something someone did, so then we can try to convince the masses that this person is someone that doesn't deserve support. This person is not someone that deserves a platform. This is, like y'all know how it goes, right? So I feel like a lot of the selective or fake outrage is usually an attempt to try to take down someone for their stance or their position or their opinion on a matter just because you simply don't agree, right? Also, I feel like it happens because people, may feel pressure from their social circles, and I say that in air quotes as well, or their online communities or the broader society, right, to express outrage, right? If an issue is widely discussed and everyone is voicing anger, then individuals might join in because they don't want to seem out of touch, or they may feel like the social pressure to take a stand, right? I've heard people say, why isn't people speaking up about this, or why aren't people talking about that, or whatever. That's a perfect example of why some people will have this fake, forced selective outrage, because they feel like they have to, you got to come down to the, you got to pull up, you got to come to the front of the class, and if you don't, then it looks like you're not a part of the outrage per se, right? um so, like I said before, this all can lead to that group think or that mob mentality, when people are reacting because it's expected and not because they're genuinely feeling outraged. And so, when it comes to fake or selective outrage, it can be a way for people to feel like they're contributing to some imaginary cause or maybe an actual cause, right? Without actually addressing the root of the actual issue, right? So what's the takeaway here? Because y'all know I'm short and sweet. Selective outrage, I feel like it stems from wanting to align with certain groups of people or certain ideas of people, right? I talked about, signal virtue, and I also think it happens to gain social approval rather than from a deep commitment to the cause at hand, right? And so the more reactive that you are to fake or selective outrage, right, responding to it, engaging with it, and participating in it or whatever, the more likely you are to get pulled into unnecessary drama or conflict or just being troubled as it pertains to your mental health, your spirit, or what have you. And these are things that you want to be careful of and stay mindful of, right? I feel like fake outrage is often like more about the person expressing it than it is about the issue itself. And I feel like anybody with a brain can kind of peep that anyway, right? If you pay attention to what is being said, what is being presented as it pertains to the outrage, quote unquote, right? You will be able to peep when someone is sincere about their outrage or when they're just basically partaking in a Me Too movement, right? Especially if you see multiple people talking about it, right? That is why I'm very skeptical about covering stories that are very viral or very yeah, I guess viral is the best word to use, right? Because you'll have so many people jumping on it like flies or roaches because they feel like, oh, I have to say something because this is a big thing, right? For instance, the let's talk about the what's the Selena. Remember Selena Gomez? Not Gomez, Jesus. Selena, the Hispanic singer that was unalived by her security lady or protector friend, whatever. And so people were outraged about the fact that she was up for parole. You know what I'm saying? So then you have people who were feeling obligated to speak up on it or have a stance on a situation or whatever. Like though, and that's just one story. There are several stories you guys see even that are still currently viral. There's another one, the Naziah Harris case or whatever. I touched on it briefly and I left it alone because it's a very, for one, it's a super touchy topic, right? And then for two, it's super viral. So a lot of people were doing it not because of out of concern for the case, right? And seeing the case through. A lot of people jumped on it because they saw it as a potential viral moment, right? It's a good way to blow up or a good way to get views or a good way to do XYZ, right? And of course that comes with content creating, so it is what it is. But I'm very careful with stuff like that because I want to make sure that I am speaking on situations or I am choosing to have a stance in a situation or a topic or a social issue or whatever because it is truly how I feel and not because I want, oh, I'm doing this because everybody else is talking about it, so I have to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? And so if more people could do that, you probably would get more genuine and authentic content. But what you get is a lot of people looking around trying to see what everybody else is doing and then going with, oh, well, everybody's commentating on this or everybody has an opinion about this. So I'm going to go that way because it's easy, right? It's easy to just join in and have an opinion. And the crazy part is people who do that often ain't even sharing their true feelings on the matter. They're going with the majority. Like, well, this is what everybody else saying. So this is how I'm going to say my stance is. You know what I'm saying? And respectfully, that's a horrible way to live. That's a horrible way to live. There ain't no freedom in that if you can't even voice how you really truly feel about a situation without looking at the majority and then doing that. And it could be so simple. Just don't speak on it at all. If you really don't have the outrage or the passion behind whatever it is that you're going to say, then just don't say it. You know? Lisa says, most people are the biggest problem. They are the problem and refuse to see who they are. Absolutely, Lisa. Absolutely. And I think you make a great point with that because I think we as a whole, as it pertains to society, being a human, whatever, we lack accountability or we struggle with taking accountability, right? Or we'll take accountability and say things like, well, I did this, but. You know what I'm saying? Or this is what happened, but you know what I'm saying? And it kind of negates the whole accountability piece. You know what I'm saying? So I would agree with that. Same, I made one video and backed off. Right, Sabrina, because it's like, it's too much. Hey, Kimberly, welcome in, baby. And I mean, there are times, where I will see a story through, but again, I base it off of how I truly feel, right? If I'm invested that much and I really do want to see it through, then I will. Like that's why for a while I was doing content on tonight's conversation because I was invested. Like I used to listen to some of their advice on the podcast, not because I was looking for somebody to date. I've been married for several years, but I thought it was a very interesting like the topics that they were talking about and like the dynamics of a male and female, romantically. And then, you had a few of them that would throw in the Christian piece and the biblical piece and like how you should be as far as, being emotionally stable and just all of it. I found value in the podcast. So when I saw that the podcast was unraveling, that caught my eye because I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I had so many questions, like, okay, well, was the advice that I was getting from this podcast, was it legit? You know what I'm saying? Like, were these people really who they say they were? Or, all of that. So that's why I followed that, for a while because I was curious, like, wait a minute, like, because I thought, especially like the main ones that was falling out, I'm like, yo, like I thought these were like really like solid, mature, emotionally strong and stable women and men. You know what I'm saying? And so then to hear like there's extortion going on, there's people not getting paid, there's SA involved, there's DV involved. I mean, it was just a lot. Fornication, like, I mean, it was a lot. So, but again, like going back to what I was saying is you can have outrage for different social issues, different topics and things like that as it pertains to your platform or whatever, but just make sure it's sincere. You know what I'm saying? And that you're not being biased, like, oh well, I'm gonna be outraged about this situation, but then when it happens to someone that I don't like or somebody that I don't agree with, then now all of a sudden I'm gonna act like I'm Ray Charles and I don't see what's going on. So right, that was put perfectly. Thank you, Sabrina. So so that's my message today, y'all. Just be careful with the selective outrage. And when you sense that people are being selective in their outrage, honestly, I just would strongly encourage you to not even engage or watch it. Don't even give it your time or your energy because you'll get swept up into it. And even knowing that is fluff and BS, right? You'll start finding yourself getting so invested to where you feel like you need to respond or you need to say something, and it's just all a big waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Like you, like, baby, listen, y'all gotta let people have it. When people want to live in delusion, like you gotta allow that. Like, like you gotta allow that for them, right? Like you gotta love that for them. Like, okay, girl, just it's okay, baby. You could live in delusion, like because like at the end of the day, most times we only fooling ourselves. Like Ain't nobody else fool. Like people can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you can kick, scream, and holler from the rooftops. Like who you are is who you are, right? And once people see who you are, like that's it. There is not really much more convincing, than that. So it is what it is. Hey, Kiana, welcome in, baby. Happy Friday. Sabrina says, exactly. Might get triggered like I did recently. Right, Sabrina. And that's me. I ain't going to hold you because I will get triggered. So I've been very intentional about just not even watching or going into spaces that I am going to potentially be triggered in because that's a great way to stay on the straight and narrow as it pertains to your platform and being in touch with your supporters, right? Because no shade, your supporters usually don't, they want the best for you, right? So they don't want to see you on here worked up and upset and huffing and puffing and cussing and, and all that typically, right? So I try to do myself that one and just be like, you know what? Nah, I ain't even gonna watch. I don't know. Actually, some people I can't let them have it. Brina, listen, girl, ain't no judgment here, girl. Because you have seen on my platform, girl, sometimes I don't let people have it. So, girl, listen, ain't no judgment. Listen, we got to take it a day at a time, and we can only do what we can do. And you know what I'm saying? And I support who I support. And if I happen to pull up on your live and you cussing somebody out, girl, I'm just going to laugh and hit the like button and let you, have your moment respectfully. Lisa says, yes, I have just X out their page. I can't allow anyone to control my emotions. I get too upset. Right, Lisa. And it's not worth it. Like spend time doing other things. Life changes so fast, y'all. I'm telling you, life changes so fast. Like we just not even paying attention. We're not paying attention. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna jump up off of this live. I feel like I have made all of the points that I wanted to make. I don't like to keep you guys longer than necessary, but I do appreciate you guys for pulling up. If you missed a portion of the live, definitely play it back and hit that like button for me because your girl could use the watch hours. Hey Lolita, happy Friday, baby. I'll most likely probably be live again tomorrow or what have you if I have a topic and if I am not at the hospice for too long. But at any rate, I do love y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through and engaging with me. I hope you were able to get something out of this live. I know the top part of the live was a little heavy. Um, so if it is too heavy, just skip forward because I did talk about my other topic later on in the live. So thanks, Ashley. Enjoy your week, your evening. Thank you so much, Hot Wings Lover. Forgotten says, have a wonderful weekend. You too, girl. I love you, honey. Love you, love you, love you. Lisa says, your tumblers are gorgeous. Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate it. I just shipped another one off today. I love it. And y'all be so excited too. Like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I really enjoy it, y'all. I enjoy it. It's very time consuming, but I really enjoy it. And just, seeing you guys, with the smile on your face and all of that. So for all of you that have supported me, whatever way, liking a video, coming to my live, engaging in my live, sending me a super chat before, whatever way you have supported me, bought a tumbler, bought a passport cover, whatever you have done, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I really, truly do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, I'm going to jump this live. I will catch y'all on my next one. Again, if you did not see all of the live, definitely play it back and give me a thumbs up because that will help me in the algorithm and also on my watch hours. I love y'all and have an amazing rest of your Friday.